Hi, my name is Kristi Dee Doden. I'm a communications specialist. The name of my business is called The Mindful Way. You'll find information about the work that I teach at my website called themindfulway.net and information about relationship challenges, working through divorce issues at howcanwetalk.com. If you're watching this video, you probably already know that relationships are not always easy. There's usually one of us that wants to talk, one of us that isn't ready to talk. One of us shuts down, one of us blows up. And especially if you've come to the place of thinking about divorce or working through divorce, usually by that time our communication skills have gone out the door. Even if you've been a good communicator in other areas of your life, by that point, most of the time, we've shut down our communication. And that's where I come in, is to help you find better ways to communicate through challenging times. The three main reasons that I see why we have challenges in relationship that are important for you to know, even if you're going through separation, is first of all the blame game. I'm sure you've already been on the receiving end of a lot of blame from your partner, and maybe you've thrown some back. Statements like, "You're so controlling," "You never listen," "You always do this." Whenever we start statements like that, we only end up creating more reactivity. And my job as a communication specialist is to help you reduce that reactivity so you can get through the process, being heard and understood, hopefully working through your challenges, getting to solutions that feel good for both of you. The second reason that I see was what I call our U-Hauls collide. Now, if you're familiar with the term baggage, no matter how much work you've done in personal growth or counseling, almost always we end up bringing some unhealed baggage into our relationship, and it's always going to collide with our partners. That's probably the most difficult place for us to see the blind spots that get triggered with our partnership. So in the work that I do, I help people identify these pieces, help put them on the back burner so we can calm down the reactivity and help you be able to talk through these things. Now, how do I do that? Oftentimes I see people separately so I can unload the reactivity so that when you come together, you have a better chance of being heard and understood. And I facilitate that dialogue, so whatever has not been heard before, I'll ensure that you get heard and understood in that dialogue, and referee to make sure that the reactivity doesn't get out of control again. And finally, the last piece is called different processing styles. Whether it's male or female, masculine, feminine, we all have different ways of interpreting information, processing information, and that's a big cause for misunderstandings. One good example is oftentimes in a partnership, one person is up and out with their feelings and wants to resolve things very quickly. The other half of the partnership is almost an introvert type that likes to have space, needs to withdraw, take their time to get connected, and those two pieces always are chasing each other. So in that case, I help the introvert be able to express him or herself more clearly, and also help the extrovert have more patience in waiting for the introvert to be able to come to the table. If the extrovert puts pressure on the introvert, it only shuts down the communication. And those two almost always find themselves in relationship with each other. So on that piece, you almost always need a facilitator to help you walk through those moments where normally you would probably blow up with each other. So those three areas are difficult for us to manage on our own, especially if you're thinking about divorce or going through divorce or may already have started the paperwork for divorce to help you be able to dialogue better. If we don't have a healthy way to resolve our issues, as you probably already experienced, our frustrations start to show up in other ways that aren't so healthy, as this cartoon illustrates. So people come to me for a variety of reasons. First of all, many relationship challenges are communication challenges, which I've talked about already. Sometimes they've already tried counseling, and counseling has only helped them to a certain degree. Most of the people that come to me already have been through counseling, and they find that even though they know their issues, backwards and forwards, they still find themselves reacting in ways that end up stopping the divorce process or creating resistance. So they're still needing help to dialogue through issues that they haven't been able to talk about on their own. Oftentimes people are in a stay or go dilemma. For those that are still contemplating divorce, they may feel torn about moving forward with divorce. So I have a special inventory process that helps people to get clear about that and understand what do they need in terms of communication from their partner or from themselves to their partner to take the next step. And finally, if we're unable to work through divorce issues in a peaceful way, I step in to help that process move forward when the two parties are not able to talk to each other peacefully. And for a lot of people, and yourself included probably, you don't want to revisit this place again. So almost everybody wants to learn new skills and new ways to start a new communication pattern, so for the next relationship, hopefully things are going to go better for you. So the most important things for you to know in terms of how I can help you is to ensure that your concerns are going to be heard and understood. It's the biggest complaint I hear all the time is I don't feel heard by my partner, or my partner is not listening to me, my partner doesn't understand me. And if you're working through the divorce process, that's the most important thing, is you want your issues and concerns advocated for clearly. Secondly, as I talked about earlier, the blame game always gets in the way of us being able to hear each other. So it's my job as the communication specialist to help translate blame and judgment into understanding and ways for you to hear each other better. It's also my job to manage and minimize the reactivity which you've been experiencing and haven't been able to move through on your own, and to minimize the power struggles so you're not struggling over assets or finances or children. That often happens when people still have pain that isn't resolved. And finally, to guide you in hearing each other without all the emotional baggage in the way. That's my job, to separate that out so there can be a clear communication channel between the two of you. For you, the results means that we can unload some of the emotional baggage that has caused the problem in the first place. You can gain clarity and direction for better choices for yourself, for your children, and hopefully for recovering from the divorce process. I can help you to build trust for more win-win solutions between you and your partner and for the family as a whole. And to be able to move forward with things with less resistance, because when there's unresolved pain or resentments, it always creates resistance in the process, for your legal process or for your financial process. Ideally, I want to make possible a more sane and respectful process for everyone involved, and that you'll learn communication skills to build healthier relationships in the future, whether that's a stronger bond with your children, or co-parenting issues if you're parents, or even with other family members that might be disturbed by the divorce process. And to support your recovery and healing process through the divorce.